In this video, we're talking about tips for how to choose the right engineering major. And we're starting right now. Hey 1% Nation, I'm Jake Voorhees and welcome to episode 105 of the 1% Engineer Show, where we empower young engineers to rise to the top 1% of their career. So if this is you, make sure you hit the bell and subscribe. One of the first videos that did well on this channel was helping people figure out the right engineering major for them. I also want to point out that when I started this channel, it was originally for engineers who were out of university. They started their career, and most likely between the ages of 25 and 35. And this channel was intended to help these people accelerate better in their career, rise into management, maybe even become a part of the proverbial 1%, to have more money than the other 99% of society. This channel was about that. Should I get my MBA? How do I negotiate salaries? Things like this. Then what happened was, but then all you guys showed up. The deepest, biggest pain point on the internet around engineering is the fear and anxiety of choosing the wrong major. No! I get tons of questions about this major versus that major, and that is just the largest, loudest issue that I hear from the tribe.
I didn't get no sleep because of y'all. Y'all not gonna get a sleep because of me.
And I want to point out, guys, that the channel has between 2 and 3 million views now and tens of thousands of comments. This pattern has never gone away and has tons and tons of empirical data. And so I'm making another video about how to choose the right engineering major for you. Starting with tip number 1 is to discover your personality type. I've always been told my entire life that people are surprised to hear that I'm an engineer. I'm a communicator. My social skills are strong. I was raised by a mom who was an executive saleswoman, and she made us talk on the phone, my brother and I. She forced us into networking situations and really taught us to just not be afraid and pick up the phone and walk right up to people and sell whatever you're trying to do. Sell yourself as a young engineer. I want to get this internship. Actually email a client and pitch them this project. We're constantly selling. We're constantly communicating an idea. We're either coming up with the idea or we're communicating that idea. Those are the paths in engineering. You have about 90% of the industry that is non-communicator, analytical. Your stereotypical nerdy engineer who's great at coding, great at software, awesome with computers, really good at math, has fantastic problem-solving skills, but cannot communicate. We've heard this forever, that engineers have good hard skills, but it's their soft skills that are weak. Now let me ask you this, guys. Why do we call it soft skills if every CEO of every company, every team leader of every team is a communicator? They are truly hard skills. What type of person are you? Because if you're social, you're a communicator, you're most likely not going to be a very good software engineer or computer programmer, because it's just you staring at your computer all the time. Or maybe you like to be outside.
Are your shirtless water sanitary? It looks questionable to me.
Maybe you're a little bit more hands-on. Maybe you really like to tinker and build things. And so again, maybe working in a field that's a little bit more hands-on, maybe construction management, where you actually get to be on site and see what's happening. You're not actually hammering in the rods yourself.
Work, 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 work. Diamonds all in my brain.
But you're there, and if you want to help out, you can. So you have to figure out your personality type. You have to figure out what you're drawn to and who you are. So constantly be looking in the mirror and understanding that naturally who you are already should be in alignment with your career. Don't try to be something that you're not. Tip number 2 for how to choose the right engineering major is you need to start auditing how you spend your time. What types of books are you reading? What types of YouTube videos are you watching? When a National Geographic or a Discovery Channel or some sort of engineering related piece of content comes on and it sparks your interest and you get really excited about it, what type of industry is that? What types of companies are you excited about? Are you following? Are you following devices? And a lot of people are very into phone industry.
And we are calling it iPhone.
today.
They're always looking at product open boxing and product review, laptop reviews, tech reviews. Some people are very into medical things and they end up learning more and reading about biomedical engineering. I personally, if I was going to redo all of this, I would be an aerospace engineer because I am so into SpaceX and what they do, and I'm always talking about them. I'm always showing people that video of the double rocket landing and talking about the BFG.
What?
BFR, big effing rocket. The one that set the record in spring of 2018. So I can tell that I'm interested in that. I'm passionate about that. That's a display of passion. You need to be into your engineering career. I see so many engineers making the mistake of saying, oh, well, which one has a good future?
You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Which one makes more money? Most engineering fields have a good future, and all of them make good money, but you're not going to be happy unless you're hyped up about your job and you're excited to get to work and you're really, really into the types of problems that you're solving. So you have to audit your interests, guys. If you're really into cars, that's mechanical engineering. If you're really into buildings and bridges and you like how cities interact with each other, that's why I became a civil engineer. If you're really into chemistry, maybe chemical engineering is there. I hear a lot about mechatronics and robotics. If you really like the combination of what is mechanical, computer engineering, and electrical engineering, basically robotics, that's the industry of mechatronics. You have to figure out your interests and you have to start paying attention to what you're interested in or you won't figure that out. Tip number 3 for figuring out the right engineering major is to start to identify what you're good at. Another question and comment I get all the time is, hey, can I be an engineer if I don't like math, if I'm bad at math? And pretty much the answer is no. There are some engineering fields that use less math, or you don't need to go through all the ridiculous mathematic-based courses like thermodynamics. I never had to take that. Or a lot of people can't survive organic chemistry. It's another class that's really, really hard. So you have to understand what you're good at. Another video that has been very popular on this channel is architecture versus civil engineering. These are two career fields that are very, very similar in the sense that they stand right next to each other, but they're incredibly different in what you would do, how you would execute your role in that job, because the skill sets are considerably different. I'm good at math, but I don't know what it is about coding. I suck at coding. I dropped my first coding class and took a different type of coding with a different professor when I was at university. So I knew that whatever type of engineering I was going to go into, there's no chance I wanted coding to be involved. So I'm totally disinterested in anything software engineering, anything electrical engineering, anything computer engineering, anything where you would actually have to use logic-based code, computer science, to do something in engineering. I avoided it because I was bad at it. I hated it. I was bad at chemistry. I'm not interested in chemical engineering, but I really like traffic and transportation. So I went into civil engineering, basically to be a transportation and traffic engineer. The fourth tip, guys, of 5 is to identify your core values. Again, this is something that was kind of new within millennialism, where it's more than just what do you want to be when you grow up. It's more like, what do you want to do? Do you want to have an impact? Do you want to help society? Do you want to make a change? Do you want to make a difference? Do you want to feel like there's a demographic of people or the environment or something out there that you are creating good, you're making change in the world?
But very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist?
And so this is why a lot of people, they don't want to participate in petroleum engineering, for example, because that industry has a bad reputation for damaging the environment and not caring, because they've done it over and over and over again, right? Or the chemical engineering industry. Maybe you want to work in an industry that produces things that are better for us and our bodies and our children and our families and may not be mutating our genetics over time. Maybe you're more interested in sustainability, and there's something about your core values as a person that drives your decision to be a certain type of engineer so you can work in that sector. So what do you believe in, guys? What type of mission do you want to support and be a part of? And you can have a career in that if you want. This is a part of the reason why I was turned away from corporate civil engineering, because we never talked about this. We never talked about making a difference and making an impact. The value system was never there. We just talked about, did we make more money than last quarter? And I don't care about that. And I doubt a lot of you will when you get into your career either. Tip number 5 for choosing the right engineering major for you, you can even be doing this during COVID-19 right now, guys, is to conduct informational interviews. You still have no way to know if you like a certain type of engineering field unless you actually get into the job and start the work. And so there's basically no way to know unless you go out and you talk to people who already have that job and who are doing the work, and you hear from them. Do they like their job? What do they see coming forward in this industry? What do they do every day? Listen to them. Listen to their tone. Listen to how they even talk about it. Are they excited to communicate this? Most people, if they think that you're coming with them to make the wrong decision, they will tell you that you're about to make the wrong decision. Don't be this type of engineer. Don't be that type of engineer. This is what you should do. That's what you should do. And there's a little bit of reason why I was biased in my architecture versus civil engineering video, guys, because I'll never forget when I was in college as a civil engineer, I read this blog that was about the top 10 fields that are hardest to break into and they're declining over time, and architects were on that list. And that changed my perspective of civil engineering versus architecture forever. But if I didn't randomly stumble onto that blog, I never would have known that. I didn't do any informational interviews with architects or civil engineers. Maybe I should have. You should this year as well. What type of engineering major do you have a question about? Comment below. Thanks again for watching the 1% Engineer Show, guys, where we empower young engineers to rise to the top 1% of their career. So if this is you, then hit the bell and consider subscribing. So I hope this video helped you guys revisiting my tips and 5 ways that you can explore and figure out the right engineering major for you. I get so many questions about this. If you want the 1% Engineer Kit, which is 5 ebooks for your success, find the link in the description. Join the Facebook below with 1,800 student engineers, all helping each other be successful. Thanks, and we'll see you again in another video. Bye-bye.